Hey everybody, how is it going today? Well, in this video, I want to talk about Biolase Technologies Incorporated, ticker symbol BIOL. This thing is having a massive update, so I want to go over that. Plus, I have some other great looking charts that I think could potentially be having a great week, so make sure you stick around for those as well. Alright, well, if you're new to my channel, I like to find short-term and long-term trading and investing opportunities in typically lower-priced stocks. I like to find undervalued stocks with high growth potential and talk about all other things finance-related as well. If that's something that interests you, please consider subscribing so you don't miss any future trading or investing ideas. But please remember, I am not a financial advisor, so please do all of your own research before investing in any of these stocks. All right, we're going to get right into the chart of the day, and that's ticker symbol BIOL. And I would love to take credit for this call, but I got to give credit where credit is due. And Studio in the Patreon had been pounding the table on this one for a couple of days, and I don't know how many people in the Patreon bought it. I didn't get around to buying it, but whoever did, they're up about 78% on the day. And actually, he was pounding the table when it was right around 50 cents or so. So whoever bought in when he was talking about it is up over a double at the moment. But what he saw in this is what we look for in our charts. And if you're not familiar with this pattern right here, you really need to be, because when stocks make this move, 9 times out of 10, it usually comes out of a formation like this. Just because you get a formation like this doesn't mean you're going to get a huge breakout, because they can always fail. But you almost never get this without this. So as long as you are putting this in your trading system, if you have a short-term trading system like I like to do, this is what you want to look for to set you up for these moves. And I just got to give credit to Studio, because he found this one. This one didn't come up on one of my screens, but he pointed out to us. But this one exhibits the chart pattern that we love. Not only do we have this where it's busting above those moving averages and holding above this 8-period exponential moving average, but it had this nice looking base, this accumulation base, and that is the setup for this. This is step 1, this is step 2, and if we're lucky, it leads to this move right here. But I just wanted to get to that one and give a shout out to Studio. But let's get into some other charts that I think are setting up for some very nice gains. All right, well, the next one I want to talk about is BORR Drilling Limited, ticker symbol BORR. This one was also pointed out by one of our members in the Patreon, pointed out by our friend Mormon in a motorhome, and he has his own YouTube channel. So if you guys want to know what it's like to be living the minimalist lifestyle in a motorhome, he has a lot of fantastic tips on that channel and just shows you what it's like, and it looks pretty cool. I plan on doing something very similar to it starting next winter. Hopefully this is my last winter in the cold, and I'll be spending some more time down south. But if you want some tips, go check out his channel. Again, it's called Mormon in a Motorhome. But he found this pattern, and honestly, I don't think these guys even need me anymore in the Patreon, because they're finding so many great patterns that have been exploding lately. So wouldn't be a bit surprised if this one does it, because it is exhibiting the characteristics that we look for. It is popping above those moving averages. It is pulling back down into support, and now it is starting to break above those moving averages and making a very bullish pattern. We have been talking about the oil and gas sector penny stocks for several weeks. We saw that they were building up momentum, and as we can see in BORR, the volume has been pouring in on the buy side. So this is another thing that we look for. So I expect good things out of BORR and a few of the other ones that we pointed out in the oil sector, like QEP and also SNMP. I mean, those are other ones that are starting to break out in the oil sector. But man, there are a lot of oil sector penny stocks right now that are making very bullish formations. So if you want to look for some other trades that we didn't point out, if you look at that industry group, you're going to find some very nice looking trading patterns. But let's get into another one we're looking at. All right, well, I'm going to show you Sanchez Production Partnership LP, the ticker symbol SNMP. I just mentioned it a minute ago. Well, we mentioned this stock several videos ago, and it looks like it is finally starting to break out. It is making a nice rounding bottom after this big accumulation spike up, and it is holding that breakout. So that is a very bullish sign, and now it is busting above these moving averages and starting to move higher. So SNMP still looks very bullish and looks like it is just starting its move up. If I back out just a little bit, see how nice of a long accumulation base this thing had, well over a year. So this one has all the characteristics of one that is set up to run. But again, that one is SNMP. I expect this one to probably be doing pretty well this week. Let's get to the next one. All right, well, the next one I want to talk about is RWLK Robotics, ticker symbol RWLK. We talked about this one in yesterday's video, and it looks like it is breaking out above this resistance area that I drew yesterday. We can see that I still left all the drawings on it from yesterday's video. So we have the lows that are rising, that are putting pressure on this upper resistance area. And as of today, it looks like it's breaking out, and it's breaking out on above average volume. It's not super huge volume, but it's above average, and that's enough. If it really needs to clear this level right where it found resistance, actually where it found resistance at the top of the day, really needs to clear $2 pretty easy, but it can do that in the blink of an eye, and this pattern is looking like it is starting to build a lot of momentum. So I'm pretty confident that this one should be having a decent size move the rest of the week. Of course, it could fail. There's no guarantees once it breaks out, it's going to hold that breakout. But as far as this chart pattern is looking, I would suspect that this breakout, especially if it gets over 2, is definitely going to hold. But I just want to touch base on RWLK because it is busting out from yesterday's pattern. All right, well, the next one I want to talk about is XTNT. This one has not broken out yet, but it looks like it is potentially going to any day now. Now, there's no guarantee that it's going to break out, but it is exhibiting a lot of the characteristics that we like to look for in a stock that gets ready to run. Number one, it is holding above this recent low here with this consolidation, and it is starting to hook up and hold that 8-period exponential moving average. And if we go back in time just a little bit, we can see that there was 3 big accumulation days, actually 4 if you counted this day. So there's been some quiet accumulation. I mean, this stock has exploded higher and then sold off immediately. But a lot of bigger traders, that's how they like to accumulate. They kind of buy everything they can get their hands on for about a day or so, and then they pull their orders, and when other people try to jump in to catch this momentum, there's nothing there to support it. They eventually sell off at these lower levels when they get tired of holding the stock, and usually that buyer is scooping it up. So what he is doing with these big spikes is he's accumulating it, number one, but there's also people that have been in this stock for a long time that are probably sitting on a loss. If they've been back here sitting on a loss, or maybe they're break even or just getting bored of holding it, once you get a big explosion up, that'll bring those shares into the market. So this is also a tactic to bring more supply into the market that currently isn't out there. But after 3 or 4 or 5 of these, you'll notice, like when a stock has a big up move, you'll see 3 or 4 pretty decent spikes up in volume where they were accumulating beforehand because they want to build up a position so they can sell it off into us retail traders down the line. But it already has evidence of the accumulation days. Now all we need is the breakout. So when it gets to the beginning part of that breakout, that is when you want to buy one of these stocks, but you don't want to hold on to it too long because chances are it'll probably get sold off once it goes up, a couple 100% or so if it goes that high. But this is definitely some of the clues you want to look for in a stock that is potentially about to break out. Let's get to the last one real quick. All right, the last one I want to talk about is Tech Incorporated, ticker symbol MTC. If you've been following my channel, I've been talking about this one for quite a while. This one has been showing up on my accumulation scan many, many times. I'm telling you, this thing is going to break out one of these days, and it's going to have I am guessing a nice big run like it did here in June. Maybe not be, it might not be that big, but I'm telling you, this thing has to break out. This thing just keeps showing up time and time again on my accumulation scan. Every time it gets going, they pull the rug out from under it. Now it is starting to exhibit that accumulation pattern again. I'm telling you, one of these times, this thing is going to catch and just scream. But probably a lot of people who've been watching it like me have been waiting for it to do that, and it just keeps failing. We got some decent accumulation coming in right here. I would like to see a couple of more. So it might not break out real soon, but this is definitely one worth keeping on your watch list for quite some time, because I'm telling you, there is just a lot of accumulation going on in this stock, and one of these breakouts are going to work, and it's going to be big. But that's just a feeling I got, because it just keeps showing up time and time again. It's like teasing me on that scan. So keep this one on your watch list. If it does start to break out, I'll talk about it again, but this one is definitely worth keeping an eye on. All right, well, there you have it, guys. I'm going to end the video right there. If you have any questions or comments on any of these stocks or any of these chart patterns, please leave it down in the comments section. I will get back to you as soon as I can. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this content and you want to see more. Hit that subscribe button. But thank you so much for watching my video all the way to the end. And until next time, take care, everybody.